Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is Lily May Does Nails. It's been a while, I'm sorry, but we're back with another nail video. So I recently went into Primark and they had some really cute nail designs from different prices. I think the most expensive nails I found were about £4 to £5, and then there were some really cheap nails for under £1, which I think is pretty sick. So I had a good look at all of them. You can see lots of different designs. This is the design that I chose. I thought they were quite cute and I wanted to go for something short, just because I feel like with press-on nails, they don't have the sturdiness to last. So I thought short nails would be a better bet. So I went with these. I thought they were really cute, like a nudie yellow, baby yellow, pastel yellow, whatever you want to call it. But they were 99p, not even 99p, they were 90p. Sorry about that. And they come with nail glue, which is always handy. People say that Primark nail glue isn't great. I found it was absolutely fine, so I chose to use the nail glue that it came with to give this video like a fair review, I guess. But ultimately I was quite impressed with the glue. So here you can see I'm testing the nails, trying to get them all to fit. I was a bit apprehensive because all the nails looked really big and there just wasn't many little ones, but as you can see I had picked quite a few, and I think it was just a few that needed to file down. But yeah, you can see here there are some small press-ons, which is a good thing because I have very small nail beds. So now I'm getting my e-file out, which is incredibly important to keep these on your nails. It's all about the prep, which I'm going to get into here. I'm using my e-file. I'm using a very small and a fine nail drill bit, so it's not going to be too abrasive on the natural nail. And you can see I'm going in my cuticle area to begin with. This is the main problem area. If you've got debris stuck to like the nail bed, the nails are going to pop up a lot easier. So you want to kind of create a very smooth surface with no crap on your nails. Helps it stick, helps it stay. See, I'm doing it very gently, and it's the setting that the drill bit is on is quite a slow setting, so if I do slip, it's not going to be too painful. You can see, look at that, all that crap that just came out. I always find that my right hand is worse because I'm using it more, but I don't know if that's just me. And look at that cuticle coming straight up, which means it'll be a lot easier to trim down if you do decide to do that. I don't, just because I kind of find it scary. I'm not very good at it, I don't think. Maybe I need to practice more, I'm not too sure. Any tips, leave down below because I'd appreciate that. But yeah, you can see a lot of crap coming off. Giving you lots of detail here. Do apologise for the look of my nails. I was doing some painting, some arts and crafts with my best friends, so I've got some paint in my nails, but you know, not the end of the world. See here, oh, look at that. I find it so satisfying doing the filing, like it's quite therapeutic, but you kind of do need to wear like a face mask because there is a lot of nail dust that you don't particularly want to breathe up. Not really the goal. And then last nail, be able to see, look, it's quite stubborn at first, and then once you've got like the first bit off, you can start getting the bulk, and that is where it gets satisfying. Moving to the other side of my nail, and then we will move on to buffing the nail bed. So earlier I said that we wanted a smooth nail base in terms of like the debris on your nails, but you want the actual nail base to you want it to be buffed and to be slightly rough, so the glue and the nail will stick better. So that is why we get rid of like debris on your nails. And you'll see here I've changed the nail bit. Gonna move on to buffing the actual nail bed. I'll do once over on the cuticle area, and I'm using the e-file on a faster mode just because this is even finer, because we're going straight on the nail bed. We don't want to create too much damage. This is getting rid of like any ridges or anything like that. Also any other debris that's left over, making it a nice clean surface for us to put our press-ons. And then the next step after this, which I'm just going to get onto because it's going to take me a second to talk about, is a primer and a dehydrator. Now, you might see on other channels they just use a dehydrator. I prefer to use both a dehydrator and a primer because it does make things last. If you're using gels, acrylic, press-ons, whatever, using at the start of your prep a dehydrator and a primer, that is everything. I've also just realised I've skipped out a step. We're trimming the nails because the press-ons that I picked, like I said, they're quite short, so I didn't want my actual nails to poke out. I do have naturally thick nails. They do grow very quickly, which kind of defeats the purpose of putting some short press-ons on, but regardless, I wanted to try them out. They were 90p. If they last more than a couple days, I'll be happy. You know what I mean? Like if you're ever in a jam and you need your nails to look pretty, you're going on a date or you're going to a ball, I don't know. But yeah, now that is some nicely prepped nails. And here is the dehydrator and the primer. If you are wanting to buy any of the products that I'm using here, I'll link them down below. I'll have a look on Amazon because you can pretty much get Amazon shipped to anywhere in the world, so I think that'll be the easiest option. But yeah, I'll look into that. Do apologise if I've forgotten. You don't need much of this, just to coat your nail. One dip will do literally all 5 nails on my hand, you'll see. Quick swipe. Nice. And then we will be moving on to filing the inside of the press-ons. This helps again with the adhesion. It creates like a bit more almost surface area, a bit more friction for them to bind together. Will stop them from popping off as easily. You'll see there was a little nick on this from when I accidentally used the e-file a bit too aggressively and caught the side of the press-on. So, but now it's on, you can't see it. Here you'll see I'm filing down the nail very gently because these are thin. If you do it too much, you'll take way too much product off and the nail will not be usable, to be honest. Look at that, perfect fit. Nail glue on the press-on, and I also put it on my nail a little bit too, and if there is any excess, it will just come off at the end of the day. But yeah, look at that. It takes about 25 seconds to actually put on. I squeeze it for a little bit, and you'll want to try and make sure there's no air bubbles underneath. Not too shabby, I like the look. And then it's time to move on to the next hand, which I did off camera because it's just easier, but I like the look of them. I think they look really, really classy, and for 90p, that's insane. Like if you were to go get your nails done like acrylics or gels, you're looking at over 30 quid. So now moving on to later on in the video, this is like 2 days, I think around 2 days after I'd done my nails, do my hair. Now I find with like press-ons, when you're doing your hair kind of gets stuck in like the smile line of the press-on, which I find really annoying because it pulls out your hair, it hurts, and then it also lifts your press-ons as well, which is not what you want. And just like that, my hair is done. Use the Dyson and rollers, as you've just seen, but every single nail still on. None of my hair got caught in the actual nails, which, you know, when there's like lifting and your hair gets stuck, which is really annoying and uncomfortable. None of that happened. So you know what? All in all, very happy, and it's been 2 days with these on so far, and none of them have popped off. And for 90p, Right, yeah, I'll keep you updated throughout the week to see how these last. Okay, so I'm at work now. I have done, I think, 3 shifts since doing my nails, and they have all stayed on, and it's been exactly 7 days. This is the next hand. Genuinely thought these would pop off in at least 2 days. And to say it's Primark's nail glue, really good. I'm like really impressed. Jumping back into the voice recording, this is the first nail that popped off. Actually, I think it was the second nail, I just forgot to film it. Look, yeah, you'll see. It's on my right hand, my most used nails, which is expected, but this was 7 days. These lasted exactly 7 days, a week, which you can't be upset about for 90p. Like 100% would recommend. I'm thinking of doing another video but with the £4 ones, testing them out, so stay tuned, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And there's another nail that popped off.